Hello children, in this video lecture I will explain you poem 4 of Beehive. Poem 4 is The Lake Isle of Innisfree. Let's know about the poet. William Butler Yeats was an Irish poet, dramatist and prose writer, one of the greatest English language poets of the 20th century. He received the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1923. He wrote The Lake Isle of Innisfree, one of his most famous and widely anthologized works, which he had written in 1888. The speaker of this pastoral pastoral poem means a work of literature portraying an idealized version of country life, means which expresses a country life longs to build a simple life on Innisfree. The poet wished to live there. This is the main thing. He wants to live peaceful life over there, and he finds peace through communication with nature through in this poem. Let's know about the poem. This poem is a lyric. Lyric means children. The writer expresses his emotions usually briefly in stanzas and in some particular form. You can call it some melodious or some song-like piece of poem. So it is a musical poem. It explores the poet's longing for the peace and tranquility of Innisfree, a place where he spends a lot of time as a boy. Innisfree is the name of a place. It is a very quiet place, and that is the reason the poet wants to go there. He had spent his childhood in this place and he has a very sweet memories of that place. That is why he wanted to go back to the island of Innisfree. Let's start an explanation of the poem. This poem is children of 3 stanza and total 12 lines. 4 line of the stanza is called a quatrain. So this poem is consist of 3 quatrain. Children, in this well-known poem, poet explores his wish, longing for the peace and tranquility of Innisfree, calm nature, peace. He wishes to enjoy a place where he spent a lot of time as a boy. And again here in the beginning of the poem, our text is confirmed us that this is a lyric. I will read now. I will explain you and read stanza 1 of the poem. I will arise and go now and go to Innisfree. The poet is reminded of his past in this poem. As he was boy, he visited the peaceful lake isle of Innisfree. He has been desired to go there, and he says that his readers through his poem that he will live there all alone. He tells his wish. So he's saying in this first line his wish. I will arise. I here refers to the poet William Yeats. The poem starts with his intention. He expresses his desire to get up and go to a small island in Ireland. It is a small island in Ireland called Innisfree. He wishes to go that place, Innisfree. He compares here his life in the city with his life in the rural area, and he conveys his idea of difference between both the lives through his activities, which he mentioned in further lines. Second line, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. as he was doing nothing in city, but he wished to do activities which make him engage in physical labor on the island. So he wishes to build a small cabin, a small room for himself with clay and small sticks, which are used to make walls or the fences of the cabin. 9 rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee. He wishes to live alone, so he will need food to eat also. For that, he will grow 9 rows of beans near his room. He also requires honey. So he will get the honey, he says, from the honeybee hive, which he imagines near his small cabin. And live alone in the bee loud glad. He says that the open space where he will build his room will be full of the buzzing sound of the bees. And over there, he will live in peace and tranquility, in peace and calmness. Now I will read second stanza for you, children. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping snow. Here the poet says that his life on the island of Innisfree will be peaceful. He means to say that the feeling of peace is felt slowly and gradually by him. Further, he describes in detail to us how he would feel peaceful. He says that in further line, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. He especially connects peacefulness with the early morning. He describes here how he would feel peaceful. In the morning time, when it is cloudy and the view is not very clear, then it will appear as if the morning has worn a veil. Veil means, children, a thin clothes which cover the part of a head. The morning looks like him. Means morning has hidden itself. When the poet looks at the scene, he feels peaceful. Peace will come to him readily as morning comes, and he wakes up to the sound of crickets chirping. Cricket is an insect, they chirp, and he wakes up by that sound. That sound too will make him feel peaceful. Their midnights all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow. Also at midnight, when he will see the twinkling stars in the open sky, their shine will give him peace. And in the afternoon, when the sunlight will give a purplish glow, it will also give him peace. And evenings full of the linnets' wings. During evening, when he will see the linnet bird flying in the sky, then also he will feel peaceful. In this way, in second stanza, second, third and fourth line, he has explained us the duration of all the time, like morning, night, evening, afternoon. He imagined the scenery, and all that sceneries gave him peace. Now I will explain you third stanza. This is the last stanza of the poem. I will arise and go now for always night and day. In this line, the poet takes a resolution, a decision that he will go to Innisfree just now, because Innisfree is never out of his mind. Throughout the day and night, he thinks about only that place, Innisfree. He says further that I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. The poet hears only one sound in his mind, and that all of the water reaching the shore of the island of Innisfree at a calm pace and creating a soft lapping sound. He says in next line, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey. I'm reading along with it the last line too. I hear it in the deep heart's core. Again, I am reading these two lines. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core. Through this line, the poet wishes to tell us that the sound repeats in his mind. The sound attracts him towards the lake. He hears this sound deep within his own heart, where he moves in about in his life, in the city life of roadway or pavement, any footpath, he remembers about that Innisfree. So we can say that city life contains none of the color. It seems to him a colorless. He cannot find any beauty over there. Instead, it appears grey. Grey means dull. He finds only beauty in the island Innisfree. That is the only beautiful place for him. And he said that city life is boring, dull. But the life in the Innisfree is really peaceful, and he wishes to enjoy that beauty of nature. He wishes to enjoy that calmness, and he wishes to move over there. Children, here I have given central idea of the poem. Please do write in your notebook. Here are the answers of the textual exercise along with the introduction of the poem. Write in neat and legible handwriting. Also, you need to write meanings which are given in earlier slides in your notebook that you have to write for any upcoming exam. So you have to prepare it. Children, here I have also given line-wise figures of speech of the poem. You also need to write this in your notebook. Revise it on your regular basis. As it is the lyrical poem, the link of its song has been given in the description. Children, please do listen that poem, that song. Thank you.